Or don't. Fine. I'll just think it.
Hello there.
I have questions. Questions that need answering.
Eventually.
Eventually. To recap, Garion is abducted by his magic aunt and taken on a quest to find a magic shiny rock.
The Orb of Alder.
He saves a king from a dude without a shadow and discovers his grandpa is 9,000 years old.
Well, 7,000 years old, but...
My questions are, who is No Shadow Murgo? What nationality is Garion? What's up with the kid's birthmark? And is Beric actually turning into a monster?
No Shadow Murgo's name is Asherak. I answered that one last time. Okay. We're picking up with Book 2, The Queen of Sorcery. Published in 1982 and written by David Eddings, we begin in Arendia with a 15-year-old Garion.
Arendia?
It's a big world.
Is Arendia an Alorn kingdom?
No, Arendia is a country split by a civil war that's lasted probably 5,000 years or so. I'd have to check. But our crew is busily waiting for some new members to join the group. Leldarin joins them first. He and Garion are friends at first fight. Later, Heder comes along too. Heder is an Algar, one of the Alorns. He can talk to horses.
That is so cool.
And useful, but we'll get to that later.
Wow, you started that early.
So, Leldarin accidentally tells Garion that he is plotting to kill the king of Arendia.
How? How do you accidentally let that slip?
Arens aren't known for being terribly bright or generally smart.
No, really. And what are the odds there's another king in danger?
Yeah, Garion sees the pattern too. Leldarin describes a plot where he and his patriots disguise themselves as soldiers from Tolnedra, another country, and take out the king. And then once the countries have gone to war, they plan to declare independence. There's just one thing.
That's actually a pretty good plan.
Yeah, it's too good. Like I said, Arens aren't known for intelligence. The plans were made by a Murgo.
Murgos again? I'm starting to see why nobody likes them.
Garion, in his infinite wisdom, promises not to tell anyone, but he does encourage Leldarin to talk to Belgariad.
Is Garion an Arend by any chance?
As they travel along...
Yeah, just ignore me, why don't you?
They run into a pack of monsters. These things are huge, ape-like in their movements, and have poisonous claws. And here, Heder's skills come in handy as he keeps the horses from bolting uncontrollably. Leldarin leads them to a defensible spot, but not before he's hit by one of the monsters. Even with Beric, Silk, and Heder all fighting against these creatures, it seems like all hope is lost.
Then Belgarath invents the bazooka!
Then a knight in shining armor comes bursting through the trees. With his mighty steed and stout lance, he routs the monsters and saves the beleaguered group. And so Sir Mandorlin joins the group.
But Leldarin is now poisoned.
Yeah, and the guy is in a ton of pain. Garion is worried. Honestly, Polgara, the group physician, is worried.
That's concerning.
Yeah, it doesn't help that Mandorlin and Leldarin are on either side of this civil war, and Leldarin kind of hates Mandorlin for no real reason other than the fact that he's on the other side of this war. So Mandorlin will come try and cheer him up occasionally, and he gets sent out. Leldarin doesn't want to be near him. But he does help in a way. See, as the group is traveling along, their path is blocked by a battle between two knights and their armies. Mandorlin jousts in order to gain passage. He wins, of course, manages to break someone's leg while he's at it, and through the whole process, discovers that this skirmish was caused by a Murgo.
Another one?
Yeah, that particular Murgo's career in manipulation is ended almost immediately. Mandorlin takes advantage of the situation and asks one of the knights to look after Leldarin until he recovers.
I bet Leldarin hates that.
Oh, absolutely. But the knight's pretty sister persuades him to stay. It helps that she's a doctor and, would actually be able to care for him. I'm going to be honest. She's pretty, so Leldarin stays. Unwillingly, but he stays. I'm going to go on now. But before they leave, Leldarin asks Garion to tell the king about the plot. And Garion...
oh boy.
...does in his own special way. See, the Murgo who came up with the whole plot to throw the country into chaos, well, he's actually an ambassador hanging out at court. Garion reveals the plot, and a very mature, he's lying, no, he's lying, no, he's lying, so there, breaks out. Until the only way, apparently, that things can be solved in this country of Erendia, Mandorlin challenges the Murgo, and there's a lovely little fight. The Murgo doesn't make it.
I'm guessing this Murgo has a shadow.
He did.
Okay, so in 2 books, Garion has saved 2 kings from 2 Murgos, and I still haven't heard of any magic. Except for removing the stupid mind block thing.
Oh, right. I skipped past the part where Belgarath and Polgara turned into a wolf and an owl, and when Belgarath created an apple tree. I think I've also bypassed a lot of the prophecy stuff. These books are a little long, and I'm trying to save our editor's sanity. If I include every single event, this would be about an hour long.
But you haven't answered any of my questions yet, except for the fact that he has a name now!
Hey, we're only halfway through. From Erendia, our heroes head straight to Tolnedra, Silk's favorite country.
Why is it Silk's favorite country?
They invented money.
Let me guess. They save another king there.
Well, not exactly. Actually, this particular kingdom is waiting for their current emperor to die. Some are even trying to speed things along, and they're all going broke trying to get their candidate put in charge.
That's awful.
So our crew moseys on down to the palace and has a little meeting with the emperor. Tolnedrans are skeptics, as a rule, when it comes to magic, so it takes Polgara making his canary talk for the emperor to even pretend to believe in them. The meeting doesn't go well. First of all, the emperor's daughter, Senedra, interrupts. There is a big fit about not getting to go places, just generally revealing that imperial princesses are rather spoiled. But then they also find out Tolnedra is basically overrun with Murgos disguised as merchants.
And since Tolnedra invented money, they don't want to kick them out. Clever.
Very. But with the emperor apprised of the situation in the wider world, they can move on. A short distance down the road, 2 travelers catch up with them and ask to join the party. One is a poorly disguised imperial princess, and the other is her tutor, duped into traveling with her.
Duped? He can't be that smart then.
The Princess Senedra tricked him into running away with her by flattering him with the Emperor's promise of trust and reward. Truthfully, Senedra just wanted to not go to Riva for her 16th birthday.
What?
Oh, right. A little history here. See, some centuries after Torak used the Orb of Alder to crack the world, he decided to try to conquer the Western Kingdoms again. Well, he was rather obsessed. He coveted the power of the orb and wanted to possess it. Fortunately, the Western Kingdoms were able to hold him off. To this day, you can see the scars on both the capital city of Erendia and the only city in Belgariad. First, the Rivan warder of the time defeated Torak, putting him in a centuries-long coma, one he's still in. Secondly, Belgariad insisted on one addition to the accords written just after the war. Every Tolnedran princess must be in the hall of the Rivan king on her 16th birthday. If the Rivan king arrives, the two will be betrothed. Yes, no Rivan king has ever come to claim his bride.
And that's why Senedra doesn't want to go. But she ran straight into Polgara.
Yeah, 15-year-old princess versus 3,000-year-old sorceress. Senedra is convinced the Dryads will help her, since she is part Dryad, but... Okay, so they get to the Wood of the Dryads and are attacked by golems being piloted by snakes.
Snakes?
Oh, right. Next country is a jungle where they pretty much worship snakes. Just so you know. Anyway, the snake's goal was to remove one of our heroes, preferably Garion.
Why Garion?
Well, ostensibly because Polgara would stop tracking the thief to find Garion, but she and Belgarath make it rain, which melts the mudmen. She sends one snake back to the Queen of Naisa, the jungle country, and they go to see the Dryad Queen. Zenedra is told outright she must be in Riva on her birthday. After this whole encounter, Belgarath and Silk split to go find the thief's trail.
They should know better. You never split the party!
Belgarath figures the two of them can move faster than the whole group together. They'll join up again in Naisa. Meanwhile, Polgara's group is ambushed as they leave the wood. Ambushed by Asherak.
No Shadow Murgo. He's back?
He's back. He wants to take Polgara and Garion prisoner and deliver them to Torak.
Because
the Murgo prophecy says Polgara will be Torak's wife, and Garion, he's his mortal enemy.
And there's a good prophecy, right?
Oh yeah, in it, Polgara is a powerful sorceress. We haven't been told Garion's part yet, though we do get a small taste.
Oh, let me guess. We aren't there yet.
Oh no, we're there. Asherak's men have a hold on everyone in the group, except for Garion. When Asherak insults and slaps Polgara, Garion snaps. He gathers his will, smacks Asherak, and says, "Burn." Asherak begins to burn. Garion, freaked out at his own power, begins to let the flames die, but Polgara speaks to him telepathically. See, not only had Asherak stalked him, tried to kidnap him, threatened him, he is also responsible for the death of Garion's parents. Asherak does not survive this encounter.
Good.
The others are all very concerned about what just happened, but Polgara plays it off as if she worked through Garion. But the kid knows it was his powers, not hers. Garion withdraws into himself as they sail down to Naisa, except for when Zenedra is teaching him to read and write.
Aww.
And the Queen of Naisa kidnaps Garion to use as a bargaining chip to marry Torak and get eternal life.
Huh?
Polgara turns her into a snake while saving Garion. The Queen is happy with that, as it somehow gives her eternal life anyway. Garion's crisis about his power passes, slightly, and we learn that Barak turns into a bear when Garion's in danger.
So he's not turning into a monster.
Nope. Let's see. A volcano explodes somewhere. Barak and Silk show up again. They found the trail. Belgarath broke his arm, and they've been summoned by Alder. The god, Alder.
Whoa, time out. That's a lot of information to end the book with. How did Belgarath break his arm?
A tree fell on him.
Uh-huh. And what did you make to go with this one?
Oh, I made an owl, since Belgara turns into an owl.
Right. Didn't you make one of those before?
Yeah, but that was for someone else, and this one is a different color. Anyway, we'll pick up the story later with Book 3, Magician's Gambit.
I feel like questions were answered, but now I have more. So many more.
See you next time.